So you just took a really cool landscape photo at a really popular place, and now you have this really great photo, except 50 other people also wanted that photo, and they're all in your shot. I'm going to show you a nice and easy way to remove objects or people from your landscape photos or your touristy photos, whatever it is. You'll be able to make your landscape photos look like you were the only one there, even if there was a ton of people there. So I recently just took this photo right here. Now it is a long exposure. I did that so that you get this cool silky look with the waterfall. Some people think it's a cliche, but I've never done it before, so I wanted to try. But that's not the point of this video. As you can see, there are lots of people here. There's also some graffiti. So this is a great example because we've got people sitting here. They're blurry because it was a long exposure. We've got graffiti on the walls. We got more guys chilling over here. And all these are kind of distractions of the main focus of this photo, which is the waterfall and the water down below. So here's a few different ways you can remove these objects. So I'm going to show you how to use content aware fill, which is probably the easiest method, but it doesn't always work. So to start, I'm going to take my image here and hit Ctrl J to duplicate that layer. You should always do your touch-ups on a separate layer from your original because you don't want to do any destructive editing that you can't take back. So I'm going to start by zooming into this guy right over here. Now content aware fill usually works best with a uniform background, and I'm going to use my freeform lasso tool. You can also use the polygonal lasso tool or any of the marquee tools. Anything that will provide you with the selection will work for this. So I'm just going to draw a line around this guy, just a nice rough circle like that. And then Shift F5 will bring up this fill box here. Now you want to make sure you have content aware selected right here, and then hit OK, and let's see what it gives us. Okay, so that did a pretty bad job. I think content aware is trying to copy some of the water texture here and paste it over top. It can be a little finicky, which is why I usually just go with clone stamping, which I'm going to try in a second. So content aware was kind of a bust with this image, but that's fine. We're going to go and create a new layer now and just call this one touch-ups. Now I'm going to hit S on my keyboard to grab my clone stamp tool. Make sure your brush settings here, hardness is all the way down at 0. Your size is whatever you choose for your image. Opacity and flow at 100. You want aligned to be checked, and you want current and below for your sample. Now we're going to zoom into the area we want to touch up. I'm going to make my brush a little smaller. Now with your clone stamp tool selected, hold down Alt and select the area you want to sample from. I'm looking over here because this is going to match right here. And then I'm just going to start pasting over top. You want to make sure you sample from different areas when you're doing this, and you don't want to repeat the same texture too many times. If someone's paying attention to stuff like that, it could give away the fact that we clone stamped this. When we're zoomed in this close, we can kind of see some blurriness from where we just clone stamped, but that's okay because when you zoom all the way out, you're not going to notice stuff like that. I'm just going to continue this sampling the areas near where they are and just slowly removing them. Okay, now these guys are gone, but we still have their reflections in the water. I'm going to try my content aware with these reflections and see if it can handle that. Content aware. Sometimes you work so well and sometimes you just do this. Another strategy here is to do content aware just real quick and get a rough job done because it'll do a decent job on most of your image here, and then you can just come back after you do all this stuff. But now we'll go back to our touch-up layer and select our clone stamp tool. Yeah, we'll just touch up the areas like this. Okay, and just like that, all those people are gone. Now we're going to go and do the same thing on this side. Now using this tool and getting good results with it is going to completely depend on your image and just how much you've practiced with this tool. It's pretty easy to use, but it can take a little getting used to. Something else I like to do is if you've gone over with your clone stamp tool and your area is looking a little blotchy, a little repetitive, what you can do now is hit J and select your healing brush tool. And this is going to do the same thing, except instead of directly copying and pasting whatever your selection is with the brush, it's going to copy and paste, but then blend the paste in with what you already have on that part of the image. So sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't, but it can make your image look a little more natural. Another tip with this is every once in a while, just zoom back out and take a look at what you've done to make sure from afar it still looks good. Because sometimes you can be really zoomed in and you think it looks good, and then you zoom out and you realize it is very obvious that you just clone stamped a whole area. Now for the record, I am rushing this a little bit. This isn't going to be perfect, but the more time you spend on this, the better it's going to look. Okay, I think I pretty much got all of it. And now you just save your image and you're good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps me out. You can also check out all of my social media. My TikTok, my Instagram is in the description, along with all the links to all of my gear. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.